Hey everybody, I'm Garrick DeMeyer from Royal Constrictor Designs. I just want to let everybody know that I survived the latest snowpocalypse here in Wisconsin. On, I think it was Tuesday, we got about 15 inches of snow, 15 and a half, 15, 16 inches of snow, something like that. Can't even get out of the back door of my shop here right now. I haven't shoveled that yet. So it's just ridiculous up here. So any of you living in warmer climates, be very, very happy if you're hot today. It's very cold up here. Today I wanted to show some different GHI combos. I don't have a real huge selection of them here, but I want to show you a few things, some babies and some adults, just so you can see what they look like. So this here is a GHI. It's actually a GHI Head Albino. It's pretty typical for what a GHI looks like, though. Really dark gene, and adds a lot of contrast when you mix in certain colors to it. Okay, so that's a hatchling normal GHI. Well, GHI Head Albino, but obviously you can't see the Head Albino part of it. Okay. And I wanted to show you what an adult of that looks like, which is this girl right here. So this is baby and that's adult. They lose some of their contrast as they get older, and the darks kind of lighten up a little bit, but it's still a great dark gene if you want to add some real darkness to any combo that you want to do. Okay, so then there's quite a few combos, and I'm actually not going to show a lot of combos today, but I'm going to show a couple. The first one that's incredibly popular is GHI and Mojave combined together. It's a really dark snake. You can see a little pattern along the sides, but it's pretty faint. This one's actually got a little bit more pattern than a lot of them that I produce. So that is a hatchling GHI Mojave. Okay, so then what that looks like as an adult is this one right here. Let's hope that she doesn't stay balled up on us. Looks like she may. Come on, come out of that. Well, you can kind of get a good feel for the color and the pattern, I think. They don't look too different than the hatchlings do. They're similar, but not quite the same. This is a different GHI Mojave hatchling. Hatchlings with ball pythons generally are a little bit higher contrasted and brighter colored as babies. And most of them fade in color and pattern a little bit as they get older. I wish that this one would unball. Maybe if I hold her. This is actually an adult proven breeder. She's not very big. She's maybe 1,500 grams. Okay, so that is an adult GHI Mojave. Okay, and then I've been crossing GHIs into other things as well. I produced GHI Albinos, which is this one right here. Is an albino GHI. It's kind of a little bit lighter contrasted one than what they typically are. I think there may be a slight chance that this is a pastel as well. I don't have that on her label, but I don't generally produce them that are this light. And then here's another. These two are a little high strung today, so I have to watching, just in case they strike at the camera. This one is a pastel. It's got the real bright colors on the nose, the tip of the nose and along the mouth. That's usually a pretty good sign that an albino has pastel in it. But I wouldn't be surprised if this one turns out to be pastel as well, even though these two look very different. There's a lot of variation, naturally in some of these morphs where, two snakes can look pretty different from each other and still be the same morph, which makes it so hard to identify a lot of this stuff. It's just getting harder and harder to identify these all the time. Okay. So then, back to darker colored GHIs. This is a Hatchling Super GHI. So GHI is an incomplete dominant, usually called codominant. So if you breed two GHIs together, you can produce a Super GHI. And I'll just get the other one out here to compare again. Much more of a black and gray look than the black and brown. And just a lot more darker pattern overall. I want to see what different combos with different colors into this looks like. I think it's really going to pop. Okay, so that is a normal Super GHI. This one is a Super GHI Mojave. Look at the difference with these two. This is the first GHI Mojave that I had out a few minutes ago, and this is the Super GHI Mojave. To me, there's no contest. This one is just awesome. It's the first one I've ever produced, actually, but really like it a lot. Hoping to make a few more of these this year. I'm breeding a pastel banana GHI to GHIs, including that female that I just had out, that adult female, a couple minutes ago. Okay. And now I have a clutch here that hatched out a couple of weeks ago that is from an albino GHI bred to a GHI Mojave Head Albino. So that's where the GHI Head Albino came from. And there's a normal Head Albino. Pretty nice rich colors on that one, but it is just a normal. Then there's a nice, really super high contrast albino. Love albinos that come out like this. Okay, then I had these two hatch. They're definitely not just regular albino GHIs. They're definitely not regular albino Mojaves, because these could be, either albino Super GHIs or albino Super GHI Mojaves. I believe that they're albino Super GHIs because an albino version of this still wouldn't have any pattern on the sides. And look how much pattern these guys have on the sides. Whereas this one, if you look, it's got, some faint pattern along the side there and a bright yellow stripe down the back. Well, this guy's got a pretty bright stripe down the back too. So if you make an albino version of this, basically take all the black out of this, I think that this is what you'd come up with. And that's definitely a possibility with this combo, because it was an albino GHI bred to a GHI Mojave Head Albino. So pretty cool possibilities with these. There's two of these. I believe they're both females. I'll probably keep one, and I'll put one up for sale at some point. I like to keep at least one of every new thing that I produce, so I can grow it up and see how nice it looks as an adult. And most of the time I end up using those for breeders as well. But just kind of curious to see what these look like when they get older. They'll probably change quite a bit, I would think. All right, well, that's all I have for today. Oh, you know what? I do have one other thing today. I keep forgetting about this. A couple of weeks ago, actually, I think it was last week, I did a video on paradox ball pythons, and I just happened to forget one of the coolest paradoxes that I have. And this guy just hatched out pretty recently. Check out this little freak. He doesn't know what he wants to be. This one, and actually I honestly don't know everything that's in him, but this one is from a bamboo spinner blast, so bamboo pastel spider pinstripe, bred to a pastel het clown, and that pastel het clown, it also has another gene in it that I haven't released yet. It's a brand new thing that I'm working on. I'll eventually do a video showing some of the things that I produced from it, but that gene wouldn't make this look like this. I don't really know what's going on with this snake, but he's got quite a few different things happening with him right there. So anyway, I meant to show this snake in the last video and completely spaced it out during the video. And as you can tell from my quality of my videos, I just do one take, and if I make mistakes, I make mistakes. So, but I wanted to make sure that I showed him. I'd say there's bamboo in him, pastel, and then possibly that other gene. And I don't know what else. There could be spider and pinstripe in him too. And he's possible het clown. Imagine what this would look like if you put clown in it. Maybe we'll see someday. Okay, so now that was all I had to show for today. So I'll be back. I think I'm going to go out and do some shoveling for a few hours right now, clean things up around here a little bit. So I will be back soon with another video showing another group of adult ball pythons and some more babies.